And welcome to North Metro Television girls softball between the Rogers Royals and the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Both these teams coming in with fairly solid records. Spring Lake Park Panthers coming in at 11-4, 6-3 in conference. They actually tied for third place in their conference with Benilde St. Margaret as well as Tino Grace. And Rogers coming in at 10-8 and 6-4 in conference. So both teams a fairly solidly even conference record. I'm Gabe Glidden. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to ride this one solo today. Rogers coming in. They finished second place in conference as well. And there you can see the Royals on your screen getting ready. They will be the away team to start off today's matchup. A drizzly day, only 57 degrees. It is a little humid, however, so that's always nice. You don't get as cold. On the mound for Spring Lake Park will be Reynolds, who has had a fairly solid season here for Spring Lake Park so far. And her name is Alex Reynolds. She's only a sophomore in 10th grade, so she is ready to get things going here. And here is the Royals lineup. Maddie Anderson playing shortstop, Olivia Olson coming in at center field. Katie Kemet-Mueller will be pitching at Ellie Anderson playing third base. Emily Hanford, the designated player, Maddie Mikulich catching. Katie Lloyd playing left field, Abby Lean playing second base, and Alex Cassidy coming in at right field batting last for the Royals. And to start it off will be Anderson, the shortstop. We'll look to try and get a solid start here for the Royals going against Reynolds. And here's your defense for Spring Lake Park. As you see on the mound, Alex Reynolds catching Eskirka. Katie Thunderberg over at first base. Playing second base will be Hattinen. At shortstop will be Maddie Walref, the third baseman, Leah Polish, and then Nicole Griffin in left, Ludke in center, and Amanda Peck in right field. And that one is hit over to second base for Hattinen. She flips over to Thunberg at first base for the first out of the top of the first for Spring Lake Park. So a good start for Reynolds right away, getting that leadoff hitter out. Now up to bat will be Olivia Olson, the center fielder. And this is Section 5-3A. It's the second round of the playoffs for girls softball. That pitch will be called a strike. Home plate umpire today is Dave Robinson, and in the field will be Nate Shannon on the bases. And that first pitch called a strike for Reynolds on Olivia Olson. And that one's hit over to third base. A ground ball gets under Polish's legs over there at third base, and it does roll into left field. So an error on the third baseman for Spring Lake Park allows Olson to get on base for the Royals here with just one out in the top of the first. Take a look at that replay. You see a little bouncing ball over to third base. Unable to quite scoop that one up was Polish, allowing Olson to reach on the air. Now up to bat, Katie Kemet-Mueller, the pitcher, going against her fellow pitcher counterpart. That one misses inside for a ball one. The pitcher for the Royals hitting third in their lineup, number 12. And Katie, just a freshman. And that pitch called a strike by home plate umpire Robinson, bringing count back to even 1-1 here. One's across the board. We do have one out. Over on first base is Olson. And Reynolds gets the sign. And that one finds a hole on the left side between Walraff and Polish, allowing a base hit for the pitcher, Katie Kemet-Mueller. Gets on base, moving Olivia over to second. Here we'll take a look at that replay. A nice ground ball getting between that left side over into left field, and Griffin does knock it down and flip it in for Spring Lake Park. Now up to bat is Ellie Anderson with a runner in scoring position and just one out. That one thrown low. A good block there by Eskirka for Spring Lake Park. And Reynolds falls behind in the count here, 1-0. Still just one out. The Royals do have a runner in scoring position. At second base is Olson. And that's a close pitch called a strike by Mr. Robinson on the inside corner. Good job there by Reynolds, working both sides of the plate here for Spring Lake Park. And that one fouled right back into the fence. And that'll bring the count to 1-2. So Reynolds now ahead in the count. Might be able to mix in a chase pitch here, trying to get Anderson to chase if possible. And she gets the sign from Eskirka behind the plate. And that one hit over to shortstop, and it is under Walraff's glove. Coming home will be Olsen to score the first run of the game. Man, here's that replay. That one hit on that left side just under the glove of Walraff. And that one allows Olsen to score for their first run here in the top of the first. Up to bat here now, Emily Hanford, the designated player. Number 18, she is just a freshman as well. So the Royals score here in this first inning, getting at Reynolds already. And that first pitch was high and called a ball. Now Reynolds looking to get back into the swing of things here. Just one out, needs that second out in the top of the first. That one's going to miss just a little bit high for a ball 2. So Hanford now will most likely get a pitch to hit here. Way ahead in the count at 2-0. And that one called a strike. Right down the middle of the plate. Out there at second base is Kemet Mueller in scoring position. She's looking for Hanford to hit her home so she can score another run before she takes the circle in the next inning. That one swung on and missed. A good pitch there on that outside corner. Reynolds able to blow one past Hanford. Evening up the count now to 2-2. Reynolds come all the way back. She fell down 2-0 in the count. And now she's brings it back to even at 2-2, 1 out. And that one's going to miss high and outside. Miss Skierka showing a quick glove there behind the play. That one destined for the backstop, but she was able to glove it quickly. So the count is full now. 3-2, still just 1 out. With the Royals up 1-0 already in this first inning. That one's fouled back up and into the fence. And that'll keep the count here at 3-2 for Hanford up to bat. Olsen is the one who scored the first run of this game, Olivia. And that one is lined to the shortstop and up and over. Check that. Walraff was able to grab that. I had to look down at my paper. She was able to leave the feet and catch that one, and she does try and throw one over to first, and that throw does go wild, allowing Kemet Mueller to get over to third base. And watch this, she jumps up. I didn't quite think she was going to be able to get there, and she does glove that. What a good catch over there at shortstop for Walraff for Spring Lake Park. She's just a 10th grader, and that throw does go wide over there at first base, however, so Kemet Mueller now at third, runners on the corners. For the Royals, they do have 2 outs though now. That one delivered for a strike. Up to bat, Maddie Mikulich, the catcher for the Royals, takes that first pitch for a strike. 2 outs. Runners still on the corners for Mikulich. And that one's swung on a little ahead of that pitch, and she fouls it off. She falls behind in the count now, 0-2. Reynolds way ahead. Doesn't want to give her anything too good here. Nothing right down the middle. There you see the sophomore catcher, number 10. Doesn't want to throw anything right down the middle here. Maybe try to get her a chase on a high pitch or something in the dirt. You see Skierka setting up outside. And she does foul that one over to the left. And foul ball by Mikulich will keep the count here at 0-2. And 2 outs still for Spring Lake Park.
Come on, 10, drive it hard.
And it looks like Reynolds is going to want a new softball. It was a little drizzlier early today. I'm under a tent, so I'm not quite sure if it's still raining or not. I don't believe there's many sprinkles out. Either way, we're going to get a new ball on the field here for Reynolds. And Mr. Robinson directing where to get another softball. Now, Mr. Robinson doesn't know where his extra softball is. He does have one in the bag there. He was telling me about that earlier. And here one comes. You see her walking around on the screen there. Ready to go. That one's popped up over to second base. Hattinen is able to glove that one for the third out. So the Royals do put one run on the board here in the top of the first. You're watching girls softball on North Metro Television. And actually, we're going to stay right here to take a look at the lineups for both squads. Up to bat now will be Spring Lake Park. You see the Royals had 3 hits in that first inning. Were able to get 1 run in, and that was Olson. And here's Spring Lake Park Panthers batting order. Ludecky playing center field. Maddie Wallraff at short. Katie Thunborg over at first. Nicole Griffin hitting fourth, playing left field. Maddie Askirka catching. Amy Thunborg, the designated player role. Leah Polish over at third base. Brianna Hattinen hitting eighth, playing second, and Amanda Peck will finish off the batting order playing right field. So to lead things off will be Lexi. She is a senior outfielder for Spring Lake Park. And here's the defense for the Royals. On the mound, Katie Kemet-Mueller, her catcher. Maddie Mikulich over at first base. Melissa Friesen, the second baseman, Abby Lean. Playing shortstop, Maddie Anderson. At third base, Ellie Anderson. In left field, Caitlin Lloyd. Playing center field, Olivia Olson. And in right field is Alex Cassidy for the Royals. And on the mound there, you see Kemet-Mueller for the Royals, just a 9th grader, pitching varsity in this playoff game for the Royals. Also, she bats third in the lineup, so she obviously has some skills out there on the circle. And as we said, to lead off the inning will be Lexi Ludke, the center fielder. We'll see what she can do here against Kemet-Mueller. And she is rocking number 1. That was always my favorite jersey number to wear back in my high school playing days. It looks like we're going to go ahead and get the bottom of the first inning underway here as Kemet-Mueller gets ready to fire towards home. On deck is Maddie Wallraff for Spring Lake Park. And Kemet-Mueller gets the sign and is ready to deliver. And that pitch, call the ball, close pitch on that inside corner, not able to quite hit it. So ahead in the count now is Lexi Ludke. That one on the outside corner, swung on and missed, evening up the count here at 1-1 for the leadoff hitter. That second pitch fired on and swung on and missed by Ludke. So ahead in the count now is Kemet-Mueller, going right after Lexi here to start off Spring Lake Park's batting order. Ahead in the count now, 1-2. We'll see what she does here. That one's going to miss high and inside, evening up the count now at 2-2. Nobody on base for Spring Lake Park here in the second round of girls softball playoffs. That one, foul ball by Lexi, able to get a piece of that. A good 2-strike swing, able to protect the plate. Keeping the count at 2-2 here in the bottom of the first. And that one check swung, and that one fouled back into the fence. Keeping the count at 2-2. A good job here by the leadoff hitter for Spring Lake Park. A nice long at bat, making Kemet-Mueller show a lot of her pitches. That's what you want out of your leadoff hitter, Lexi. If she can find a way to get on base here. And that one's hit over to the right side. It is gloved by Anderson, thrown over to first base. Unable to be dug out there by Friesen. A good stop by Anderson at third base. She was playing way in and gloved that one. Here we'll take a look at the replay. Way in, throws it over, and it kind of stuck to the ground on Friesen. This wet dirt. It didn't really scoop up into her glove like she thought it would, I don't think. See, there you go. She tried to pick it out. Couldn't quite hang on to that. So Ludke will be on first base with an error. And that one's chopped over to Anderson again. She's going to throw over to Friesen at first to retire the first out for Spring Lake Park. That was Maddie Wallraff, the shortstop for Spring Lake Park, who was thrown out at first base. Here you see swinging at that first pitch way up in the box. Another good stop by Anderson over there at third base. And she is called out at first. Moving over to second, however, is Ludke, the center fielder. So Spring Lake Park now with a runner in scoring position. Up to bat now, Katie Thunborg playing first base for Spring Lake Park. Nicole Griffin on deck with one out. And that one misses high and inside for Kemet Mueller. Katie Thunborg, looking for a pitch here to drive in that run. And that one misses low and outside. So ahead in the count now, Thunborg in that third spot in the lineup with Ludke out there at second. And that one's driven to left field, and it is foul. Thunborg showing some pop, going the opposite way. That one's thrown in by Lloyd out there, the left fielder. And Thunborg puts a blast into that one, driving it, but it does go foul. And we do get a new softball in for Kemet Mueller on the circle. Lexi still out there at second base. And now the count at 2-1. That one misses and bounces right back at me. Over to third base is Ludke. So there she is for Thunborg, a runner on third base. Ludke moves to third on the pass ball, or check that, the wild pitch from Kemet Mueller. Thunborg able to hit one to shortstop. Coming home is Lexi. They're not going to throw it over there. They do throw her out at first base, however. Walraff over to Thunborg at first base, and check that. Anderson to Freisen over at first base, and Katie is retired for the second out. But coming in to score was Ludke. A good piece of hitting there, getting it past the pitcher, just one out. You don't want to strike out. You want to try and put it in play, so Spring Lake Park able to get right back up on the board. Now up to bat is Nicole Griffin. And that first pitch is a strike for Nicole, number 3 for Spring Lake Park. She's a senior outfielder. She swings on and misses that one. Way ahead in the count now is Kemet Mueller. Another 0-2 situation with 2 outs. And that one's driven up and over the head of Lean and into right field. Cassidy now throws it back into the infield quickly, but a base hit for Nicole Griffin. And that'll bring up the catcher, Maddie Eskirka, for Spring Lake Park. There you see. Not trying to do too much with that one was Griffin. Took one on the outside corner and just went with it to right field. A good piece of hitting there with 2 strikes. Not trying to pull that, just go with it to the other side. Now up to bat, the freshman catcher for Spring Lake Park. And that one's fired and hits the outside corner for a strike, and a throw over to first is missed, and that's going to allow, and almost coming off the base there was Griffin. That throw from Mikulich over to Freisen at first base, unable to glove that one, and that allows Nicole Griffin to get over there to second base. Almost overran it, however. Watch how she kind of hops off it, and either way, she's safe. So now another runner in scoring position for Eskirka. And she's going to chop one. And they do pick it up and throw her out at first base. A very close play. I thought they were possibly going to let that one roll foul. Either way, they don't. Spring Lake Park gets back up on the board to tie the game up here at 1-1. You're watching girls softball here on North Metro Television.
My name is Debbie Foss. I'm a high school freshman. I speak German. I like baseball. I argue with my sister. And I make my own TV shows for free at North Metro TV.
Get started by signing up for free TV production classes at 763-231-2803 or eric@northmetrotv.com.
And we're back here on North Metro Television. Girls softball here, the second round of the playoffs. I'm Gabe Glidden. Thank you so much for tuning in. I got to figure out a way to get on one of them commercials. They're giving Devry some commercial time. I think I might need to be drafted into that situation. Either way, the first inning, both teams able to get one run on the board, keeping the score tied up to bat now. Caitlin Lloyd, the left fielder, and she is just an 8th grader coming in for the Royals. She's going to lead off the top of the second here. Still on the mound is Reynolds for Spring Lake Park here in Section 5 3A. And we'll go ahead and get the second inning started on this drizzly 57-degree day in May in Minnesota. That first pitch missed inside for a ball 1. Reynolds falling behind a little bit here in the top of the second. And that one's going to be tapped foul. So that'll even up the count here at 1-1 for Reynolds. And so in just the top of the second, early on here, both teams were able to get a run in that first inning. Olsen scored one for the Royals and Ludke for Spring Lake Park. And Reynolds is set to deliver. And that one's going to miss outside. And that one's going to be hit foul and back out of play. And that'll get the count to 2-2 here for Caitlin Lloyd, the left fielder for Rogers. Here you see just an 8th grader. They'll be excited to have her around for the next 5 years. And that one misses outside, so a full count here to the leadoff hitter, Reynolds. Not trying to give up that leadoff walk. You want to make Lloyd swing the bat here and put something in play. And that one swung on and missed, and Reynolds is able to come back and get her for that first out in the top of the second. She did strike out the first batter in the top of the first as well. And there you see that one, just a little out of the reach of Caitlin on the outside corner. Good control there by Reynolds. Now up to bat is Abby Lean. And that first pitch called a strike to Abby, the sophomore second baseman. I think the rain has picked up just a little bit. And that one's driven to left. It does go way foul. But Abby showing some pop, able to pull that one. She does fall behind in the count now, however. 0-2, Reynolds way ahead. Could maybe mix in a different look here. Don't want to give her anything too good to hit. And that one swung on and missed. So Reynolds, 2 quick strikeouts here in the second inning on a roll. Up to bat now will be Alex Cassidy. Here we'll take a look at that strikeout just on that outside corner, showing some control high and away. And Abby was unable to make any connection. And the first pitch to Alex Cassidy, the third baseman, is called a strike on the inside corner. There you see the junior right fielder hitting 8th in the lineup. And that one swung on and missed by Cassidy. So Reynolds now way ahead, a chance to possibly strike out the side here in the top of the second. And that one is fouled back into the fence. So some good protection there by Cassidy, number 5. 0-2 though, she is behind in the count. We'll have to work her way back, try and put something in play. Here you see Reynolds getting the sign there on the outside corner. That one misses wide, a little bit of a spinner there to bring the count to 1-2 here on North Metro Television. Don't forget, you can always watch our games on YouTube or go to North Metro TV. That one on the inside corner is not called a strike by Mr. Robinson. A very close pitch, bringing the count to 2-2. So Reynolds now, after getting ahead 0-2, falls, brings the count to even. That one on the inside corner, and Reynolds strikes out the side in the top of the second. A good performance by her here in the top of the second. It'll be Spring Lake Park's chance to hit in the bottom of the second right after this on North Metro Television.
is Debbie Foss. I'm a high school freshman. I speak German. I like baseball. I argue with my sister. And I make my own TV shows for free at North Metro TV.
Get started by signing up for free TV production classes at 763-231-2803 or eric@northmetrotv.com.
And we're back here on North Metro Television for girls softball. That top of the second, Reynolds doing a nice job striking out the side, bringing Spring Lake Park now up to bat. Will be Amy Thunborg, the designated player, leading off the bottom of the second here for Spring Lake Park. I'm Gabe Glidden. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody from myself as well as the North Metro Television crew appreciates that. Here we see the senior designated player. Takes a low pitch from Kemet Mueller. Kemet Mueller, as well as Reynolds, both gave up one run in that top of the first. So we do have a tie score of 1-1 here in the bottom of the second. Count is at 1-0, and Kemet Mueller gets the sign and ready to deliver. And that one also misses low to bring the count to 2-0. For Amy Thunborg. And that one's hit right back to Kemet Mueller on the mound. She flips over to first for Friesen for the first out of the bottom of the second. A good start off for her and the Royals to get that leadoff hitter out. And now up to bat, you see Leah Polish, the junior third baseman for Spring Lake Park, will take her chances against Kemet Mueller. And that, a close pitch on the inside corner. Good pitch by Kemet Mueller, able to work both sides of the plate. And that piece of paper is gone. I just dropped a piece of paper in the water. That was great. And that one hit over there to second base for Lean. She flips over to Friesen for the second out. Come on, six. To retire Miss Polish. So two quick outs here for Kemet Mueller in the bottom of the second. Reynolds also had a very quick second inning as well. Don't forget, you can order these DVDs online at northmetrotv.com. And that first pitch, call the ball on the outside corner. And that one tapped over. It's going to be a foul ball at first base. Up to bat is Brianna Hattinen, the second baseman. Wearing number 8 today. She's a junior infielder for Spring Lake Park. So she'll be back next year. Here in the second round of the playoffs. Section 5, 3A. Count of 1-1. And that one swung on, and it was, I believe, fouled, tipped a little bit there, bringing the count to 1-2. Saw Mikulich setting up on the outside there, and that one floated a little bit towards the middle of the plate for Kemet Mueller, and Hattinen unable to make her pay for it. And that one misses inside to bring the count to 2-2. So twos across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, as well as 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And that one hit over the head of Anderson for Rogers. So a 2-out single for Hattinen. Gets on base here in the bottom of the second for Spring Lake Park. Up to bat now, Amanda Peck, the senior right fielder, trying to get a 2-out rally going here for Spring Lake Park. A good piece of hitting there from Hattinen. Taking that one with 2 strikes and hitting it just over the head of Anderson over there at third base. She did leave her feet trying to catch it. And that's a good pitch on the outside corner. Called a strike. Good location there by Kemet Mueller. Mikulich was setting up outside, and that's exactly where that pitch was. And looks like Mikulich will set up outside again. That one hit over to third base to Anderson. She's going to fire over to first base to retire Amanda Peck. So a 2-out single given up by Kemet Mueller. However, no harm, no foul. That's going to end the second for a tie score of 1-1 here. You're watching girls softball on North Metro TV.
Join Ben Hale and Danica Peterson every Friday on North Metro TV News.
Lino Lakes is the gateway to the metro area, just minutes north of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Conveniently located on I-35W, this growing city still maintains its North Country feel. Lino Lakes values its award-winning schools. Outdoor lovers will discover miles of hiking, biking, and water trails. Growing businesses will find premier development opportunities with great freeway visibility and ready to help your businesses grow. Come to live, work, and play in Lino Lakes.
Have you or someone you know been diagnosed with an SD deficiency? Do you feel that you're missing out on the fun of high school sports coverage? Then take a weekly dose of Sports Den on North Metro 15. You'll be updated with highlights and analysis of your local schools, Blaine, Centennial, and Spring Lake Park. Warning, taking Sports Den may increase levels of adrenaline, resulting in cheering, applause, and high fives. Milder side effects may include a desire to see yourself on Sports Den, and in rare circumstances, answering trivia questions and winning t-shirts.
Sports Den work for me. Ask your coaches if it can work for you.
Come to Ham Lake.
And we're back here on North Metro Television to start the top of the third inning. That pitch fouled off by Maddie Anderson, leadoff hitter for the Royals. Reynolds still on the circle for Spring Lake Park. Maddie 0 for 1 on the day. And that one's hit over to second base, just over the outstretched hand of Hatton. Hatton just left a little bit too early, Maddie Anderson, a nice job to hit that one just over her outstretched glove to get things going here in the top of the third with a leadoff single. And now up to bat, Olivia Olson, the center fielder for Rogers. See if she may be asked to bunt here. She's getting signs from Jerry Bruns down there at third base. And she does swing on that one, and it is hit over to right field off of Peck's glove. She misplayed that one a little bit. And the runners will advance to third and second. Anderson had to kind of hold up on that one, thinking Peck was maybe going to catch it. And Olivia Olson was barreling down her there, almost at second base at the same time. Either way, they both are safe. Here you see that error on Peck there, just goes off the glove, off the tip, a little misplay there. So now Anderson over at third base and Olson on second. Kemet Mueller, the pitcher, up to bat, has a chance to help herself out. That pitch, a good pitch by Reynolds on the inside corner, called a strike, brings the count to 0-1, nobody out. Here in the top of the third. Reynolds still firing from the circle. That's another good pitch on the inside corner, called a strike by Mr. Robinson behind the plate. And out on the bases is Nate Shannon. And that one check swung, tipped right back to the fence. And Kemet Mueller with a little check swing there. Keeps the count at 0-2. And here's a situation where Kemet Mueller wants to try and put something in play, just get it past the pitcher. Has a chance for a run to come in. That's on the outside corner, called a strike. A big strikeout for Reynolds and Spring Lake Park, getting their first out with runners on third base as well as second. There you see on the outside corner, Kemet Mueller almost was kind of stepping towards third base, as you could see on that replay. Would have been tougher to get that outside corner. And Reynolds now with her third strikeout of the game. That one fouled right back into the fence. So good start here once again for Reynolds, getting strike one with one out. And here you see Ellie Anderson, the freshman third baseman, up to bat for Rogers. He's played a very solid day over there at third base. Made some pretty solid defensive plays. And that one gonna be fouled back into the roof of the building behind me, bringing the count to 0-2. So Reynolds, even though there's runners on third and second, gets a big strikeout, and now ahead in the count here, 0-2 to Anderson. And that one's launched to left field. That one would have been gone, but it's foul. What a blast by Anderson. She wants that one back, just a little ahead of this. Watch this. Boom. It just goes foul, though, left of the pole. It did leave the park. So Ellie's showing she has some power Able to pull the ball. And that one driven left field, a blast. And Emily Hanford, on deck, kind of looks back at Ellie and asking her what she was thinking. That one ripped right over to the fence on the left side. Count does remain here at 0-2. So Reynolds still trying to get that second out for the Panthers. No runs in the second inning for either team. All the scoring done in that first inning. Here we're working on drawing off a softball once again. Well, it's drizzly and rainy all day today. And now we're getting some help from the Royals. They're going to try and donate one to Mr. Robinson. Now he has too many softballs. He's not quite sure which one he wants to use. He does keep the one in the bag. Looks like Reynolds is ready to go here. Here you see runner still on third and second for the Royals. Ellie along at bat here, battling Reynolds, excuse me. And that one, once again, a blast over to the left side. But it's foul once again. And now Ellie Anderson asks for time. She wants to go down and talk to the third base coach, Mr. Bruns. Not quite sure what they could be talking about there. Ellie's had a pretty solid at bat here. She just fouled off a bunch of pitches hard the other way. Or excuse me, pulling pitches hard. Reynolds now there, you see, cable 12. That's over my neck of the woods. That's a channel I watch once in a while. I'm too busy watching North Metro Television, however. That is the far superior group. And that one ripped left once again, and I was just kidding. We love our fellow news media members. There you see, that's our truck over there on the first base side, parked very close to the fence today, so it does take a little work getting in and out of the truck. Either way, Anderson still up to bat, has fouled off a plethora of pitches here very hard the other way. She just got to wait on it a little bit here. Still the count 0-2. Reynolds still throwing strikes. That one's going to miss high and away, bringing the count to 1-2 for Anderson. Anderson, as we said, just a freshman. I look forward to having her on the squad for a while. That one's going to be called a strike three, so Reynolds is able to go after her and get the strikeout. A good pitch and a long at bat, won by Reynolds. That gets their second out, so back-to-back strikeouts of Kemet Mueller, or check that. Yeah, back-to-back strikeouts for Reynolds. Now up to bat. Up to bat is Emily Hanford. And I was just told it's her fifth strikeout in a row, and that is correct. She did strike out the side. She did strike out the side in the second. Well, she has a few in a row. We'll just go with that. First pitch, call the ball. That one missed high and inside to Hanford. Coming home. And they do have her out at home. A delayed steal coming from the Royals. Anderson. Reynolds, a heads-up play, throwing back to catcher Iskierka. And she has to show home plate umpire the ball. That's what the delay was. And it looks like a decent call there by Mr. Robinson. Iskierka blocking the plate there, and he's sitting there asking for the ball. Either way, they get their third out. Spring Lake Park, you're watching girls softball here. We're going to go ahead and get to the bottom of the third. Right after this, a tie score of 1-1.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
And we're back here on North Metro Television. I'm Gabe Glidden. Thank you so much for tuning in. On behalf of myself and the whole North Metro TV crew, we're going to go ahead and get the bottom of the third started. Tie score of 1-1, both teams with one error. That last inning ended on a delayed steal by Maddie Anderson. A heads-up play by the pitcher Reynolds and catcher Skierka, able to get her out at home, keeping the score tied here at 1-1 in the bottom of the third. Still on the mound is Kemet Mueller for the Royals. That first pitch, missing low. Up to bat is Lexi Ludke. The senior center fielder. She's 0 for 1 today. She did reach, though, however, on an error and did come around to score in that first inning. So she has the one run for Spring Lake Park. That one tapped back to the fence here. You see Ludke stepping up in the box. I'm going for that slap hit. She wants to get some momentum going towards first base as she swings the bat. That'll even up the count here at 1-1. That one's going to miss outside. Bring the count to 2-1. Ahead in the count now is Ludke. There you see Kemet Mueller still on the circle in the bottom of the third for the home team, Spring Lake Park. Both teams are in the dark blue jerseys today. You don't see that very often. That one fouled right back to the fence. Right in front of me, I'm going to try and catch one of those up and over the fence one of these days. It's always been my goal to be on the top 10 plays for North Metro TV. I've yet to do it. However, it will happen sooner or later. Either way, that evens up the count here at 2-2 for Kemet Mueller and Lexi. That one missing low, bringing the count to full here. And Kemet Mueller not trying to lead that, not trying to walk that leadoff hitter, excuse me. Those tend to come back to haunt you. So she's going to go right after Lexi here. She does, and that one's ripped right back up the middle. Anderson picks it up and is able to fire over to Bryson at first base. A good play by Anderson at shortstop to throw out the speedy Lexi Ludke. Here you see that one hit right back up the middle. Some good range by the shortstop. Anderson able to come over and scoop that one. And a quick throw over to first base. Over to Melissa Friesen. So first out for the Royals. That first pitch from Kemet Mueller called a strike, and good pitch by her. Up to bat is Maddie Wallrath, the shortstop. She's 0 for 1 today, just a sophomore, getting some varsity time. That one popped up, and we'll see if we have room over there at first base, and we don't. Just out of reach of Friesen. So now behind in the count here is Wallrath, 0-2. She'll have to battle back. Kemet Mueller looking for possibly a strikeout here. Don't want to give her anything too good. And that one, an outside spinner coming from Kemet Mueller. She gets a big strikeout of Wallrath. So 2 quick outs here for the Rogers Royals. Here you see it looked like Wallrath wasn't quite sure if she was going to swing at that one or not. Kind of throws a check swing, defensive swing at it. Either way, it's a strikeout. Up to bat now Thunborg, the first baseman for Spring Lake Park. And that first pitch is called a ball, bringing the count to 1-0. That one just misses outside. Mikulich trying to frame that one on the outside corner. However, she did miss. Thunborg is 0 for 1 today. She has a ground out. That one pitched low. It's popped over to the left side, giving chase to the left fielder, Lloyd, and she's unable to catch it. It is ruled a fair ball. And Lloyd gave chase, unable to quite grab that one. That'll be a hit, I think, for Thunborg. It would have been a tough running catch there for Lloyd in left field. And she was in fair territory, so that will be a fair ball. And Thunborg over at first. I have confirmation that one hit the glove, so we're going to call it an error at first base. There's a check swing grounder over to Friesen at first base, and she was tapped out. Nicole Griffin was batting in that situation. Either way, no harm, no foul on that air in left field. That keeps the score here at 1-1 to end the third inning. We'll be right back with girls softball on North Metro Television.
My name is Debbie Foss. I'm a high school freshman. I speak German. I like baseball. I argue with my sister. And I make my own TV shows for free at North Metro TV.
Get started by signing up for free TV production classes at 763-231-2803 or eric@northmetrotv.com.
And we're back here on North Metro Television, and we will have 3 out of these 4 games televised on TV for you here on North Metro TV. Leading off this first inning will be Emily Hanford for the Royals. The only game not being filmed today, I think, is on that field number 1 or 2 over there. 3 TV trucks here today. So lots of coverage. Up to bat, Hanford. Hanford on the season is hitting .300, the .451 on base percentage. So a pretty decent average here for Miss Emily to start the top of the 4th. Still on the circle is Reynolds. That one's driven out to center field. It's going to be up and over the fence. A home run for Hanford. Rogers will take the lead here in the top of the 4th. Emily with a blast up and over the head of the center fielder, Ludke, and there they meet her at home. A absolute moonshot for the Royals. Emily with the blast to dead center. Right next to our camera guy out there in center field. He should have jumped off the truck there and grabbed, or jumped off the scaffolding and grabbed that one. And check that, maybe there isn't anyone out there. So nope, no one able to catch that one. Either way, a blast for Hanford, the designated player. Now up to bat, it's Maddie Mikulich. And she takes that first pitch for a strike. And that one a solid single over on the left side for Mikulich. A good seeing eye single on the left side for Maddie, and now she's on base with a single today. So a home run and now a single for the Royals with nobody out. That brings the score to 2-1. Both pitchers were cruising along pretty solidly here. But now Reynolds has given up the home run. That outside pitch is called a strike. Up to bat is Caitlin Lloyd, the left fielder. And on first base, Mikulich. Reynolds gets the sign, ready to deliver. That one's gonna miss outside to Caitlin. Caitlin, as we said, only in 8th grade. Gotta be pretty proud of her parents somewhere around here, playing some varsity softball, and not even in high school yet. That one's gonna miss high. Reynolds falling behind here now, 2-1. They do have an out. And check that, they don't have an out. The leadoff home run and then the single, so nobody out. And that one fouled right back at me at the fence. I did flinch, so the guys in the truck will get a good laugh at that one. That'll even up the count here at 2-2 to Caitlin. So Reynolds, ball's behind 2-1, comes right back at her. Evening up the count here at 2-2. Over on first base is Mikulich still. And that one's popped up over to shortstop Walraff. And going on the play was Mikulich. They double her up over at first base. Mikulich tried to steal, so a double play there for Spring Lake Park. Able to get 2 outs here. Mikulich caught in a steal there. Didn't see that the ball was popped up. Good play there by Walraff, able to glove it and throw it all the way back to first base. Also credit Thunborg over there, kind of short hop. Made sure she gloved it. Up to bat now is Abby. Abby Lean for the Royals. So 2 quick outs there for Spring Lake Park, just what they needed after giving up that home run. They got 2 outs here with nobody on base, and Abby, the sophomore second baseman, falls behind 0-1. And that one swung on and missed. So Reynolds way ahead in the count here. Gave up that lead home run, but then got what she needed, a quick double play, and now she's looking to end this top of the 4th with no further damage. And that one swung on and missed. A good off-speed pitch there by Reynolds. Way ahead of that one was Abby. So that's going to go ahead and end the 4th. We did have a home run by Emily Hanford in that inning here. We take a look at that strikeout. You're watching girls softball here on North Metro Television. We'll be right back after these commercials.
Debbie Foss. I'm a high school freshman. I speak German. I like baseball. I argue with my sister. And I make my own TV shows for free at North Metro TV.
Get started by signing up for free TV production classes at 763-231-2803 or eric@northmetrotv.com.
Join Ben Hale and Danica Peterson every Friday on North Metro TV News.
The gateway to the metro area, just minutes north of Minneapolis and St. Paul, conveniently located on I-35W, this growing city still maintains its North Country feel. Lino Lakes values its award-winning schools. Outdoor lovers will discover miles of hiking, biking, and water trails. Growing businesses will find premier development opportunities with great freeway visibility and ready to help your businesses grow. Come to live, work, and play in Lino Lakes.
And we're back here on North Metro Television to get this bottom of the 4th underway. A score of 2-1. Rogers, 7 hits. They do have 2 errors. However, a little bit of a pitcher's duel going on. Don't forget to join host Kenton Kipp and Jeff Dinsmore as they break down what's happening in the world of prep sports and keep you up to date with the latest info on the Bengals, Cougars, and Panthers. You see highlights of the latest games, interviews with coaches and players, and athletes of the week. Maddie Skierka, the freshman catcher, up to bat. And that first pitch is called a ball. Kemet Mueller still firing on the mound. Now it's going to be tapped over to third base to Anderson. She's going to have to fire it over to first. And we'll see what the play is. And they call her safe. It looks like it pulled Freisen off the base. So a good hustle there by Skierka, the catcher, getting down the line quickly. It would have been a tough play there for Anderson. She would have to fire over there. I think it just pulled her off the base, and she wasn't able to quite glove that one. Was Freisen. So now we're going to have a courtesy runner for Spring Lake Park. The catcher for Spring Lake Park will take a seat on the bench, and running for her up to bat now is Amy Thunborg, the designated player. She had a ground out to the pitcher. She is 0 for 1 today, the senior. So nobody out here for the Royals after giving up the leadoff error. And Mr. Dave Robinson getting some names arranged for that courtesy runner at first base.
How did they get out of that hit?
And Kemet Mueller ready to deliver now. And that one's hit to the shortstop, Anderson. They're going to flip over to second base, and they do get her out, and a throw over to one, and she is safe. Very close for Rogers. They almost get the 6-4-3 double play. However, hustling down the line was Thunborg, excuse me. There's that grounder to the shortstop. Anderson, a good flip to lean at second, and a quick throw over to first base. And on that replay, that was pretty close. To be honest with you, according to that replay, I'm not sure. Either way, Nate Shannon, the base umpire, calls her safe. And now out to talk to him is Mr. Bruns. There you see, look at this replay. I'm not quite sure. I suppose a tie can go to the runner, but a very close play either way. Here we might get a better angle at it. There we see that slow-mo. I think the tie does go to the runner. It was a pretty close play. Could have been called either way. Either way, she is safe over there at first base. Good hustle by Thunborg. Now up to bat is Leah Polish. Of course, Spring Lake Park, she takes that first pitch for a ball. Leah, number 4. Leah, junior infielder. 1 out here for the Royals. And that pitch misses high and outside from Kemet Mueller. So now ahead in the count here is Leah, 2-0 count. Should get something decent to hit here. Kemet Mueller not wanting to fall behind, 3-0. And that one is called a strike, clipping that corner. A good pitch by Kemet Mueller, high and outside. Clips that corner, bringing the count to 2-1. And now Kemet Mueller ready to deliver. And that one's driven hard to right field, up and over by the truck. Leah Polish showing off some quick bat speed, taking that one the other way. It does go foul. That's going to even up the count at 2-2. So after falling behind 2-0, Kemet Mueller comes all the way back to even up the count here at 2-2 with 1 out. And that one's going to hit her in the foot, I believe. And it does. So Polish on base. Takes one for the team right off the foot. She's tough, though. She brushes that one off right on the top of the foot. That's got a smart. She gets to first base. She'll walk that one off. So now runners on first and second base for Spring Lake Park. It's only 1 out, so their chance to try and tie this game up. Up to bat will be Brianna Hattinen. So Hattinen up to bat here now, 2-1. A good pitch, called a strike to Hattinen. Her chance to maybe drive and run here with runner in scoring position at second base. And that one's going to miss high and outside, evening up the count here. So ones across the board, 1-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Spring Lake Park gave up a home run in the top of the 4th, falling behind here now 2-1. You see Hattinen is 1 for 1 on the day. Does have a single. She squares the bunt. It hits her in the box. That's going to be a foul ball. And here's fans thinking she was out of the box. I don't think so. She looked pretty in the box. Yeah, right there, still in the box. So that's a foul ball. And Hattinen dropping down the bunt, trying to advance some runners over. Either way now. Count of 1 and 2. We'll see if she has to square the bunt again here with 2 strikes. And that one misses high and outside. So Hattinen now, after trying to square around the bunt, evens up the count back here at 2-2. And Kemet Mueller still delivering on the circle. She gets a sign. And that one's popped over to the right side, up and out of play. And that one will keep the count here at 2-2. Kemet Mueller in a good battle here with Hattinen. Now one misses inside, and Mikulich couldn't quite glove it, so runners will advance now to 3rd and 2nd base for Spring Lake Park. So a huge spot here for Hattinen if she can try and put something in play and get it past the pitcher. The corners are playing in, Anderson and Friesen for Rogers. And that one inside. Call the ball. So Hattinen gets the walk. Close pitch. However, it was up and in. Now Kemet Mueller having a meeting here with her infield. Now And we'll take a look at that last pitch. Some fans not too happy with that one. I agree with the call. It was pretty inside. So Spring Lake Park now, bases loaded. Up to bat, Amanda Peck. She'll see what she can do here with bases loaded. A big spot here for Spring Lake Park. They are down one, a chance to drive in a couple runs here. Just one out. Amanda grounded out to third early on. So one out for Amanda. Bases loaded. And that's a good pitch there by Kevin Mueller on the outside corner. Called a strike, so Peck now falls behind 0-1. And the infield is playing in for Rogers. So they're going to come home with it to maintain that lead. That one fouled right back to the pitcher. The runner falls, so an easy out at first. The runner coming home did fall. She brushes off some of the dust, and she'll be all right. So that one right back to Kemi Mueller. An easy flip home to Mikulich for that second out. Here we can see what happened on this replay. A swing, and that one almost going off the plate, barely fair. There you see the runner just falls, and an easy flip for Kemet Mueller. Up to bat here is the leadoff hitter, Lexi Lutke. A big spot for her with 2 outs. Big spot also for Kemet Mueller. She's trying to maintain this lead. Bases loaded. Runners everywhere for Spring Lake Park. Lexi is 0 for 2. She did reach on an error in the first inning. And she swings, and that one's fouled right back to the fence to even up the count at 1-1. 2 outs for Spring Lake Park. Or check that for Rogers. And we'll see if Lexi can do anything against Kemet Mueller here. That one low and swung on by Lexi, just out of the reach. So a good pitch by Kemet Mueller. A low pitch there out of the reach of Lexi, bringing the count to 1-2. Bases loaded. A big spot here for Kemet Mueller, trying to get out of this one without giving up a run. And that one on the outside corner, a close pitch. It was outside though. Good call there by Dave Robinson, the home plate umpire. 2s across the board. 2-2 with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 4th. That one grounded right back to Kemet Mueller at home. She's going to throw over to first base. So Kemet Mueller comes up big. A bases loaded situation for Spring Lake Park with 1 out, and they don't get a run. A good job there by the Royals. That'll keep the score at 2-1. We'll go ahead and get the top of the 5th going right after we go to this quick scoring summary, with the Royals coming in with a run in the first inning. Here we'll see that hit, driving in a run back up the middle, and scoring was Olson for Rogers. And now Spring Lake Park with their 1 run, coming on a fielder's choice. Incoming to score was Lexi Lutke for Spring Lake Park. And here, coming in just that last inning, an absolute blast by Hanford to dead center, up and over the head of the center fielder Lutke, and that put the score here at 2-1. Both pitchers doing a pretty solid job here on the mound. Or check that, on the circle still is Reynolds, who's only given up 2 runs, and obviously Kemet Mueller just giving up the 1. You see Rogers with 7 hits. A few more, 5 more than Spring Lake Park. However, they haven't been able to quite scratch any runs on the board. They have made a couple mistakes on the bases, being doubled up in that last inning, as well as a delayed steal that Miss Reynolds on the circle is ready for, and she flipped it. Skierka to cut down and out at home. We're going to go ahead and get the 5th inning underway here. And up to bat will be Maddie Anderson, the shortstop. And check that. It's going to be Maddie Grady. And Maddie Grady is going to hit for Melissa Friesen, the right fielder, and she hits one right back to Reynolds. Reynolds going to have to hurry, gets it out of her glove, and able to throw out Grady. So a quick out for Reynolds. And I believe Grady, she is an outfielder for Rogers, so I think she'll be playing right field for Cassidy. So now up to bat is Maddie Anderson, and that pitch called a strike. There you see the junior shortstop. That one's tap foul over to the right side, bringing the count to 0-2. So Reynolds gets a quick first out, and now way ahead in the count here to Maddie Anderson. 0-2. Reynolds, a very solid game here. Just the home run was really the one mistake, and that one just missing on the outside corner. A very close pitch, a good pitch there by Reynolds, trying to get Anderson to maybe chase one. And coming back inside, that one just missed as well. Skierka should have maybe tried to frame that one if possible. Either way, evens up the count at 2-2. And one out in the top of the fifth. And that one pulled foul. Hit hard, but foul. We've seen a lot of balls pulled by the Royals hit really hard on that left side, but they've just been way ahead. And this is where Reynolds usually tries to pull the string here, throw some type of off-speed pitch. If she thinks Maddie Anderson is going to be ahead, she might try and throw some type of off-speed and get her to be ahead even more. See what she does here, 2-2. Reynolds gets the sign. And that one's driven right back up the middle to center. Unable to track that one down was Lutke. And so now a leadoff double for Maddie Anderson. Good chase there by Lexi out in center field. Couldn't quite stick the glove out and catch it. We'll take a look at the replay here. That pitch high, and Lexi goes right with it. Unable to get there was Lutke, coming all the way from right field. Was packed to get it in quickly, keeping Anderson to a double. Now up to bat, Olivia Olson, the center fielder for Royals. She squares the bunt, and I think she went. Yes, she did. That'll make it strike one. So Olson unable to quite pull that one back. There out at second base is Maddie Anderson. And Reynolds ready to deliver. That one's pulled, and it's fair. And we'll see, they're gonna hold her up at third base, and that one cut off. Going over to second is Olivia Olson, who puts a drive into one on that left side, just over the head of third baseman Polish. Landing just fair, so runners on second and third for the Royals with just one out. And up to bat, the pitcher, Kemet Mueller, might be able to try and help herself out here and drive in a couple runs. And that one pulled foul. Here in the top of the fifth, the pitcher with the chance to maybe build on this lead. She's pitched a very solid game here, just the one run allowed here in 5 innings. As we get another new softball into Reynolds on the circle. She looks to deliver here, needs a strikeout. And that one pulled, and it's going to be called foul just to the left side of that third base. From my angle, that was pretty close. Probably get a good replay at that one. See ahead of that one, just foul. A good play there by Polish to field that one quickly. Probably wouldn't allow a run to score and would have been able to throw out Kemet Mueller at first. Either way, it's a foul ball, 0-2 now. Reynolds with that chance for a strikeout. That one pulled foul. And Mr. Coach Jerry Bruns with some good footwork over there, able to stop that one. So still ahead in the count here is Reynolds 0-2 with Kemet Mueller being ahead of everything here. You think Reynolds might try and slow one down. And that one's driven to center, and it's gonna be gone for the Royals. The pitcher comes up big with a home run to build a lead, and that'll bring the score to 5-1 for Rogers. Watch her take this one right back up the middle. In the deepest part of the ballpark, and a home run for Miss Kemet Mueller. Now has a couple runs to work with on the circle. A very good piece of hitting, the deepest part of the ballpark. Another one that goes over Lexi's head out there in center. So now Reynolds, giving up the 3-run home run, will have to bear down here and get back after it. There you see some hugs and smiles in the dugout. And that first pitch was called a ball. And here you see Ellie Anderson up to bat, who has also showed the ability to go over the fence. It was foul, though, and that one pitched low. It's going to be hit to the shortstop, and it's going to be hit to the shortstop. Walraff, excuse me. That one bounced off her knee. So Ellie Anderson is going to reach on an air here. That one short hops Walraff a little bit. Tough to stay down on those high hoppers. So Anderson reaches on the air, and up to bat now is Emily Hanford, who has a home run, one of the home runs on the game today. The designated player. So on first base is Ellie. And that one hit to right field. And it's going to fall in front of Peck. I thought she maybe would have had a chance of that one. It did die on her pretty quick. Kind of nosedived right in front of her. Nice job to knock it down out there in right field. And a good piece of hitting there by Emily. So a home run and a single on the day. Goes to the right side with that one. So the Royals getting after Reynolds a little bit here. They'll have a little mound meeting. Up to bat will be the catcher, Maddie Mikulich, for the Royals. Looks like we might have a pitching change. Someone ran onto the field with the mask. We'll see what the deal is here. On the mound. And I was just confirmed, coming up on the mound is Allie Jones, number 19 for Spring Lake Park. And we also do have a new right fielder for Spring Lake Park. That's Rachel Klesk. We'll go out to right field, and that's going to end Reynolds' day. She also was being hit for. The designated player was hitting for her, so she will finish her day off. And Jones now, number 19, on the circle. We'll try and work her way out of this jam for Spring Lake Park. Always thankful for the fans around here, trying to get some names situated. So Hallie Jones on the circle for Spring Lake Park, wearing number 19. Comes in here in the top of the 5th to end Reynolds' day. A score of 5-1. We got to see a 3-run blast by the pitcher. Kemet Mueller takes one right up the middle to center field. There you see we have a nice little doggy walking around, enjoying some softball today. And up to bat, Maddie Mikulich now. She'll go against Hallie Jones for her first batter to face. Now misses outside. So coming in for Reynolds will be Hallie Jones, and also playing right field will be Rachel Klesk. Now one fired on hit over to Hatton at second base. She's got to hurry. Flips over to first to record the out. So a big out there for Spring Lake Park. Now 2 outs, runners on second and third. So Jones comes in and does her job and gets this first out here. She's going to try and get the third one to Caitlin Lloyd, the 8th grader. That one misses high. A good catch there behind the plate by Eskirka. Had to throw the glove up high to nab that one, and she does. Keeping that runner on third base. That one misses outside. First base is open. So you don't want to give anything too good here to Lloyd. That one's going to miss just high. So a 3-0 count here. Jones not wanting to throw anything maybe right down the middle in case Lloyd is green lighted with 2 outs here on a base open. You want to be pretty smart here. And that one on the inside corner, a good pitch by Jones on Caitlin, who was taking all the way. So Jones now falling behind 3-0. She does get back and get a strike, and she looks in for the signs, ready to deliver. Inside once again, and that one's going to be tapped right in front of home. There's going to be a scramble, and no one coming in to score. It would have been tough to get Lloyd over there at first base. Staying at third was the runner for Rogers. So no harm, no foul here with bases loaded for Spring Lake Park. Still 2 outs. Over there on third was Ellie Anderson. And on second was Emily Hanford. So we're going to have a new batter here for Rogers. And this is Kariana Larson. Kariana coming in to hit for Abby Lean, the second baseman. Kariana Larson, an infielder in 9th grade. Looks like that's going to go ahead and end Lean's day at second base. Number 24, the pinch hitter, swings at that first pitch from Haley Jones and misses, bringing the count to 0-1. That one's going to miss outside for Jones. Jones, a little bit of control issues here. Falling behind to that first batter, 3-0. Now, count here at 1-1. And that one's driven to left field. Griffin coming in, able to make the running catch. A big catch for her, keeping this game here at 5-1. So a big inning for the Rogers Royals. We're going to go ahead and go to the bottom of the 5th. Right after this quick break on North Metro Television, you're watching girls softball.
Have you or someone you know been diagnosed with an SD deficiency? Do you feel that you're missing out on the fun of high school sports coverage? Then take a weekly dose of Sports Den on North Metro 15. You'll be updated with highlights and analysis of your local schools, Blaine, Centennial, and Spring Lake Park. Warning, taking Sports Den may increase levels of adrenaline, resulting in cheering, applause, and high fives. Milder side effects may include a desire to see yourself on Sports Den, and in rare circumstances, answering trivia questions and winning t-shirts.
Sports Den work for me. Ask your coaches if it can work for you.
Lino Lakes is the gateway to the metro area, just minutes north of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Conveniently located on I-35W, this growing city still maintains its North Country feel. Lino Lakes values its award-winning schools. Outdoor lovers will discover miles of hiking, biking, and water trails. Growing businesses will find premier development opportunities with great freeway visibility and ready to help your businesses grow. Come to live, work, and play in Lino Lakes.
And we're back here on North Metro Television. I'm Gabe Glidden. Thank you so much for tuning in. And previous to those commercial breaks, I said Abby Lean's day at second base would be done. I was mistaken. She's still out there at second base for the Royals. Score here of 5-1. Kevin Mueller on the mound had an absolute blast in that last inning to make the score this way. That one hit over hard to the right side, but it is foul. And here's Maddie Walraff, the shortstop for Spring Lake Park, to lead off the bottom of the 5th here. Panthers now down 4. We had a close game all day. And now the Royals kind of busting this one open with a 4-run lead here. And she goes the other way with that one. A nice job there by Maddie Walraff, taking that pitch on the outside and shooting one over to right field. A very good piece of hitting. Just what she wants to do to lead off the 5th is get on base with a single here. You see this outside pitch. What a good job. Just the other way. Flips it over that right side. You got to love that. Not trying to pull that one. Hitting that one sharply to right field. Now up to bat, Thunborg, the first baseman for Spring Lake Park. Going on against Kemet Mueller. That one low and outside. call the ball. Here you see Thunborg, 0 for 2 today. Did reach on an error. Just a sophomore, so she'll get a couple more seasons to work with for Spring Lake Park. That one misses. Call the ball, bringing the count to 2-0. Kemet Mueller still rocking and rolling on the mound. Helped herself out a lot in that last inning with that 3-run homer. That one missed. Low, but a good job by Mikulich to block that one. Keeping Walraff over there at first base. So Kemet Mueller now behind now, 0-3. Squaring the bunt, but a take all the way was Thunborg. On deck for Spring Lake Park is Nicole Griffin. Count now 3-1. Kemet Mueller falling behind a little bit here in the count. That one a high one, fouled right back to the fence. So a good job by Kemet Mueller. Falls behind 3-0 and comes all the way back now. A full count with nobody out there. You see the on-deck batter, Griffin. Now we're back to Kemet Mueller. And Kemet Mueller on the circle is going to get the sign and look to deliver. And that one hit right back to Kemet Mueller. She's going to go over to first base, it looks like. I thought she might have flipped to Anderson out there at second base. She doesn't. They get Thunborg at first base. So some quick hands there by Kemet Mueller. They get an out, which is the most important thing, is get an out when you have a lead. So they go over to first base. Over to Freisen. And now up to bat is Griffin, the left fielder. So a runner on second base. Walraff out there at second for Griffin. And that one misses high. And Griffin with a single today, as well as a ground out. Playing left field, has made a couple nice catches out there in that left field spot. And that one's going to be called a strike with a throw down the second. I was waiting to see what the home plate umpire was going to call. Mr. Robinson, he calls that one a strike. And that throw down to second, Walraff was able to get back in time. She does get a very big lead after the pitch. She's back. That one's chopped up and into shortstop. We're going to have to go quick. I think she's safe. Griffin showing off some wheels there. Anderson couldn't quite get her out. Kemet Mueller tried to jump and grab that one here. We'll see. Would have been a tough throw for Anderson. We're going to give her a hit on that. She was safe before Bryson dropped it over at first base. So now runners on the corners for Spring Lake Park. Their chance to maybe get a run or two back. Up to bat, Maddie Skierka, the catcher for Spring Lake Park. And it was confirmed with my guys in the truck, that last one a hit. We have a throw down to second. Griffin wasn't stealing on the play, so runner's still on the corners. Mikulich maybe pulling the trigger a little too early there. Either way, Skierka up to bat. That one, I'll throw down to third now. A good stop by Anderson at third base to knock that one down to keep a runner on base. And keeping Walraff at third, excuse me. Look at Anderson laying out there for her team. And we're going to have a quick timeout here by head coach Jerry Bruns. They're going to have a nice little meeting on the circle. And we're going to go back to a quick game summary again here in that first inning. We're going to see this first run coming for Rogers. And scoring was Olson right there. And now here was Spring Lake Park's run in the first. This one a fielder's choice. Coming to score was Ludke, and we had a tie game there. All the way until the fourth inning. In the fourth inning, Rogers busting one open a little bit here. Here we see a moonshot home run coming from Emily Hanford. Up and over Ludke's head in center field. And lots of hugs and smiles in the dugout after that one. And that had made it 2-1. And then we see a 3-run blast. And we'd have a pop-up to the pitcher right in the middle of that game summary. So pop-up to Kemet Mueller. Retires Skierka. And they tried to get Griffin at first, and they were unable to get her out. And anyway, back to that game summary in the fifth inning. Well, here we'll take a look at the replay. A quick pop-up to Kemet Mueller on the mound and trying to go get Griffin at first. They would have had her, but Freisen over there is unable to glove that one. That would have been a double play. And in the 5th inning, we did have a 3-run blast from Kemet Mueller, so that put the score at 5-1. And now in the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs for Kemet Mueller. There you see head coach Lori Lightbody at third base. Up to bat here is Amy Thunborg, the designated player. She's 0 for 2 today. Should reach on the fielder's choice. She's rocking number 16 today. And now Kemet Mueller gets a sign from Mikulich. That one, a blast over to Freisen at first base. What a good catch. Gloving that one after dropping that last one. She gets right back after it. So that's going to go ahead and end the 5th. We're going to go to top of the 6th with the Royals. The 4-run lead here on North Metro Television. You are watching girls softball.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
And we're back here on North Metro Television to lead off here in the top of the 6th. For the Royals, it's Alex Cassidy, the third baseman. Alex Cassidy coming in today with a 150 batting average. On the mound still for Spring Lake Park is Hallie Jones. She gets a quick strike. A good changeup pitch there, called a strike by home plate umpire Dave Robinson. So pulling the strings there is Hallie Jones. What a good pitch that was. You see, wanted to flinch way ahead of that one. Looked a little outside, but either way, it was close. Called a strike. That one low for a ball 1. There you see the junior right fielder wearing number 5 today. So Jones now here, the 1-2 count, excuse me, nobody out. That one's gonna miss outside, bringing the count to even. So Cassidy, after falling behind 0-2, is able to battle back. For a 2-2 count. And that one missing outside. Hallie Jones bringing this count to even. And Cassidy falling behind 0-2 works her way all the way back now. Full count here in section 5-3A, the second round of the playoffs. And both teams, as we said, pretty even. Royals 6-4 in their conference, and Spring Lake Park is 6-3. And she walked her, so falls, or excuse me, works herself ahead in the count 0-2 and falls all the way back to 3-2, and she walks her. So now Cassidy over to first base, and now Maddie Anderson, the shortstop, up to bat. And on deck is Maddie Grady. And a bunt attempt, and I believe she offered. She did. That's going to be strike 1. So Anderson showing bunt there, unable to quite pull that one back. There you see, thought about it and does pull it back. Either way, call a strike. That one misses high. So we see Jones here for Spring Lake Parks has a little more heat coming from her pitches than Reynolds did. Reynolds was able to work the corners extremely well. Gave up that 3-run home run, though. Now Jones on the circle. That one low and outside. Call the ball. So it'll be Maddie Anderson up to bat right now. And up to bat next is another Maddie on deck. Count here at 2-1. Over at first base is Cassidy. A little discussion here between the... And check that. It looks like it's 3-0. But we should have a strike. She did try to bunt. We have a bunt attempt, so I think it is 2-1. I think our scoreboard is right here. She did make the bunt attempt. And here we see Mr. Robinson giving a chuckle. So 2-1 here is the official ruling. And now Anderson gets set in the box. And she swings at that outside pitch. Chased a little bit. That one probably would have been called a ball. That'll even up the count here now at 2-2. For Haley Jones. She gets the sign and is ready to deliver. And pulls the string on that one. A good fight there by Anderson. We saw that pitch before from Haley Jones on the mound. A very good changeup. A good fight either way by Anderson. Keeps count at 2-2. Don't forget, you can always order our DVDs online at North Metro Television, as well as watch our games on YouTube. I'm Gabe Glidden. Thank you so much for tuning in here today to girls softball. That one misses outside to bring the count to 3-2. So here we see Jones on the mound. Not as quite as sharp as Reynolds. Jones has a little more power, as we said. Reynolds a little bit sharper on the control, and that's going to go ahead and walk Maddie Anderson. So Cassidy reaches on a walk, and Maddie Anderson watches on a walk. Back-to-back walks for Jones on the circle. That's going to bring up Maddie Grady. And check that. That's actually Olivia Olson. So my order was right the first time, and I second-guessed myself. Check that. This is Olivia Olson up to bat, and she squares around a bunt. And covering over at first base was Hatton, and that's going to be an error on Hatton. Coming in to catch that was Thunborg. She tried to flip one over to Hatton and was unable to glove it. It hit her glove. I don't believe this was a throwing error. We'll take a look at the replay. I think that's an error on Hatton out there covering second base, which brings in Cassidy to score on the air. Here in the top of the 6. So Cassidy scores on an air for the Royals, making the score 6-1. And now up to bat is Kemet Mueller, who offers to bunt. We do have a steal attempt and a throw down. She is able to get around the tag. So Olson showing some speed there on the steal. Almost had her right there. Couldn't quite get the swipe tag going. So now runners on second and third. Anderson at third, and at second base is Olson. And up to bat, Kemet Mueller, the pitcher. And that one's going to miss high. So Kemet Mueller, way ahead on the count here now, 2-0. Most likely try and get a pitch to hit here. We have seen a little bit of control issues from Jones in this last inning, walking 2 batters. And that one thrown right down the plate. It is popped up over to the left side. And over to go get it is the shortstop, Wallraff. So a big out for Spring Lake Park, needing that one. Wallraff able to track that one down and uses 2 hands to record the first out here of the top of the 6. Up to bat now is Ellie Anderson, the third baseman. One out here as she asks the ump what the situation is here. Runner still on third and second. Let's see what Jones can do against Anderson, number 17. And that one swung on and missed by Jones. A good pitch on that outside corner. And we've seen Jones get ahead of hitters and and fall behind a little bit here. She looked to try and get a quick out. Maybe try and get a strikeout here with runners on second and third. If she can get a strikeout, 2 outs, that'd be pretty big. That one's popped up to second base. It is caught by Hatton, able to outstretch the arms. A good catch there for her. So Jones, a nice job getting Anderson to pop out to second base. So 2 outs, just what they needed here now. If they can get out of this one, they'll only be down 5 going into the bottom of the 6th. They'll have 6 outs to work with to get 5 runs and maybe tie it up. Up to bat now here is Hanford. He does have one of the home runs for the Rogers on the day. And that one fouled back into the fence. Just back in the fence. Hanford might want that one back. She was all over that, just a little bit under it. Just a freshman, as we said, only in 9th grade. Rogers will look forward to having her around for the next 4 years. Jones here, 0-1, looking to get that 3rd and final out, excuse me. She looks in for the sign and is ready to deliver. And that one, a good pitch by Jones, hitting that corner, clipping the black part of the plate. So Hanford now down 0-2. Jones looking to get this 3rd out here. Score 6-1 in the top of the 6th. Rogers with the lead. And time called by Hanford. On deck is Mikulich, the catcher. She looked to try and get on. That one missing low and away. She'll look to try and get in that bat here. Good pitch there by Jones. You don't want to give Hanford anything too good to hit here. 0-2. Maybe tried to get her to chase on that one. I like the thought. That one missing low, so Jones will go ahead and look at the sign here from Iskirka. Ready to deliver. And that one missing low. And Jones wanted that one just a little bit low. Called the ball by Mr. Robinson, who has done a nice job here behind the plate. Give him credit, as well as the base umpire, Nate Shannon. They both had a very good game. Brings the count here to 2-2, 2s across the board everywhere. 2 runners on base as well. And that one on the inside hands, a good pitch, and it's going to be caught by Jones to get themselves out of the inning without giving up any further damage. That's going to bring us to the middle of the 6th. We'll get to the bottom of the 6th right after this quick break. A score of 6-1 here. Watching girls softball on North Metro Television.
My name is Debbie Foss. I'm a high school freshman. I speak German. I like baseball. I argue with my sister. And I make my own TV shows for free at North Metro TV.
Get started by signing up for free TV production classes at 763-231-2803 or eric@northmetrotv.com.
And we're back here now on North Metro Television. Watching girls softball here. I'm Gabe Glidden. Thank you so much to anyone tuning in here with the Rogers Royals, a 5-run lead on Spring Lake Park going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Still firing on the mound here is Kemet Mueller, only has allowed the 1 run, a very solid day for her. Up to bat now will be Leah Polish, the 3rd baseman. She's going to look to get things started here for Spring Lake Park. She's 0 for 1. That one thrown right down the middle of the plate. I like the pitch there by Kemet Mueller. She's going to go right after Polish here with a 5-run lead. You don't want to try and walk too many batters. She's going to go ahead and go right after people here, and I like the thought process. Polish falls behind here now, 0-1. And that one, a good pitch by Kemet Mueller. You saw Mikulich setting up outside, and that's right where that pitch was. Brings the count to 0-2. Polish now falling behind. Up to bat there, you see Kemet Mueller. A very nice job here today. And that one just missing by Kemet Mueller. We hear some groans from the Rogers fans over there. Either way, call the ball. Count of 1-2. And that one high. I'm going to guess she did not go. Tough for the base umpire, excuse me. You can see there from that replay, it looked like she might have went over the plate. Either way, that's going to be a tough call for Nate Shannon, the bases umpire out there. That one fouled back into the fence for a count of 2-2. See Kemet Mueller with a little bit of a smile over there. Lots of smiles today for the Royals. Had a pretty good game here. Find themselves in the lead of 6-1. Kemet Mueller gets the sign here on the 2-2 count and delivers. That one fouled right back to the fence. And Mikulich with some quick hands able to catch it off the fence, saving home plate umpire Robinson from getting hit in the head. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Watch this replay. Look at this. Saves him. Good job there by Mikulich. And that one on the corner. Call the ball, just missing is Kemet Mueller. Kemet Mueller gets ahead in the count here and now falls back to full count. So Polish doing a nice job following off some tough pitches here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That one in on the hands. It's going to be just up the line. Kemet Mueller's going to throw over to Friesen at first base for the first out. A good play there by Kemet Mueller, getting the leadoff hitter Polish. And up to bat now will be Hatton, the second baseman for Spring Lake Park. She'll look to try and get on base here for Spring Lake Park. They need as many base runners as they can get here. Only 5 outs to work with and down 5. And that one just missing. My angle, that was pretty close. But called high and outside for a ball to Hatton. And that one swung on and missed a low pitch. Kemet Mueller coming right back at her here. One's across the board. It's 1-1 with 1 out. Nobody on base here in the second round of the playoffs. That one's going to be hit out to second base. Orlean, she throws over to Friesen for the second out. So 2 quick outs here for Kemet Mueller, excuse me. There you see at second base was Lean. Abby doing a nice job on that ground ball, able to flip it over to Friesen at first. So the Royals now 2 quick outs here in the 6th inning. They retired Polish, then Hatton, and now Amanda Peck up to bat, and she'll go against Kemet Mueller, trying to get a 2-out rally going here. That one in on the hands, swung on and missed, and checked that. That is actually the pitcher, Haley Jones, up to bat. It is not Peck. That one just misses from Kemet Mueller. So the pitcher now getting her chance to hit against her fellow counterpart pitcher, Kemet Mueller. Kemet Mueller now looking in for the signs. Delivers. That one's going to be tapped right in front of home plate for Mikulich. Throwing over to first base. A good play there. She had to hurry. Mikulich gets Friesen, or throws to Friesen, to retire Jones. That's going to end the 6th. We'll go to the top of the 7th here. You're watching girls softball on North Metro Television.
Join Ben Hale and Danica Peterson every Friday on North Metro TV News.
Lionel Lakes is the gateway to the metro area, just minutes north of Minneapolis and St. Paul, conveniently located on I-35W. This growing city still maintains its North Country feel. Lionel Lakes values its award-winning schools. Outdoor lovers will discover miles of hiking, biking, and water trails. Growing businesses will find premier development opportunities with great freeway visibility and ready to help your businesses grow. Come to live, work, and play in Lionel Lakes.
Have Have you or someone you know been diagnosed with an SD deficiency? Do you feel that you're missing out on the fun of high school sports coverage? Then take a weekly dose of Sports Den on North Metro 15. You'll be updated with highlights and analysis of your local schools, Blaine, Centennial, and Spring Lake Park. Warning, taking Sports Den may increase levels of adrenaline, resulting in cheering, applause, and high fives. Milder side effects may include a desire to see yourself on Sports Den, and in rare circumstances, answering trivia questions and winning t-shirts.
Sports didn't work for me. Ask your coaches if it can work for you.
And we're back here on North Metro Television with girls softball between the Rogers Royals and Spring Lake Park Panthers here in the top of the 7th. You can see the Royals, a little bit more solid offensive game today for them with 11 hits. And Spring Lake Park coming in with 4. And going ahead to lead off in the top of the 7th will be Madeline Mikulich, who has done a nice job here behind the plate for the Royals. She'll look to get things started in the top of the 7th. On the mound is still Jones, Hallie Jones for Spring Lake Park. Spring Lake Park now will have a little bit of work to do in the bottom of the 7th. They're going to try and get out of this one. Just down 5, they'll have 3 outs to work with. That pitch missing, call the ball. From Jones. And that one's going to be popped over to left field, where Griffin gives chase. She's right under it and makes the two-handed catch, and they retire Mikulich for a quick first out. You got to love her using 2 hands there, securing the catch. And we're going to get a new softball ready to go here, and up to bat will be Caitlin Lloyd. She's been playing left field today, only an 8th grader, rocking number 19. And you see Caitlin there, only in 8th grade. She'll get to hang around Rogers for 4 more years after this season. And that pitch called a strike. Right down the middle of the plate, a good pitch by Jones. That one called another strike, a good pitch by Jones. Lloyd coming in on the season, hitting .333 for the 8th grader. Very solid season. That's a good pitch. There's that changeup for strike 3, excuse me, for the second out. So 2 outs here for Jones. Jones, watch her just pull the string here. And it just floats right in there. Lloyd probably wasn't quite expecting that one. Now up to bat is Abby Lean. And Jones, still on the mound here, falls behind 1-0. And check that on the hill, or circle, I guess. That pitch, call the strike, bring the count to 1-1. Abby Lean, number 4, has been playing second base today. Just had to make some good plays out there for the Royals as well. And the count now at 1-1. And that one swung on and missed on the outside corner. A good pitch there by Jones, low and away. Lean having to reach for it. And now Jones ahead in the count here. 1-2 has been pretty sharp this inning. And that one swung on and missed for the 3rd and final out, and it was caught, so no throw down needing to be happening, no throw down needed, excuse me. And that's going to go ahead and end the top of the 6th. There you see the strikeout. So Spring Lake Park has 3 outs to work with, down 5 runs. They're going to have some work to do here in the bottom of the 2nd. You are watching girls playoff softball here on North Metro Television.
Lionel Lakes is the gateway to the metro area, just minutes north of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Conveniently located on I-35W, this growing city still maintains its North Country feel. Lionel Lakes values its award-winning schools. Outdoor lovers will discover miles of hiking, biking, and water trails. Growing businesses will find premier development opportunities with great freeway visibility and ready to help your businesses grow. Come to live, work, and play in Lionel Lakes.
Have you or someone you know been diagnosed with an SD deficiency? Do you feel that you're missing out on the fun of high school sports coverage? Then take a weekly dose of Sports Den on North Metro 15. You'll be updated with highlights and analysis of your local schools, Blaine, Centennial, and Spring Lake Park. Warning, taking Sports Den may increase levels of adrenaline, resulting in cheering, applause, and high fives. Milder side effects may include a desire to see yourself on Sports Den, and in rare circumstances, answering trivia questions and winning t-shirts.
Sports didn't work for me. Ask your coaches if it can work for you.
And we're back here on North Metro TV. I'm Gabe Glidden. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Spring Lake Park now down 5 runs. Have 3 outs to work with to try and come back and force this maybe to extras. Up to bat is the leadoff hitter, Lexi Lutke, who does have the only run for Spring Lake Park. And that coming all the way back in the 1st inning. And still firing on the mound, Kemet Mueller. And that second pitch called a strike, bringing the count to 1-1. Kemet Mueller hasn't given up a run. 6 innings. And that one hit right back up the middle. A good piece of hitting there by Lexi. The leadoff hitter gets on. Exactly what Spring Lake Park was hoping for. So Lexi now over there at first base. It's a single right back. Kemet Mueller almost might have hit her glove there. Couldn't quite get her hands up quick enough. Up to bat now, the shortstop, Walrath. Maddie has a single today. The sophomore shortstop. Now let's try and get a little bit of a rally going here against Rogers. And that one swung on, and it is called foul. It was close over there at third base. Anderson caught it foul. And now that brings the count to 0-1 for Walrath. Number 11. And Kemet Mueller heading the count. She gets the sign and is ready to deliver. That one missed away. We have a throw over to first. Getting back in time is Lutke. So the count's still here, 1-1. And Kemet Mueller set to deliver here. That one's popped up over to the right side, going after his Friesen, and not enough room over there. That one goes off to Tarp and is out of play. So count now here of 1-2. Falling behind now is Walrath. Has to try and protect here. Hitting from the right side of the plate. That one missing low. And Mikulich, she blocked it initially and just dropped it when she tried to make the exchange, allowing Lexi to get out there to second base. Some heads-up base running from her. Count now of 2-2. Not really a wild pitch, maybe a pass ball, but it didn't really pass. That one fired right back up the middle, out to center field for Olsen. We'll see if they bring Lutke around. They do not. They keep her on third base. Probably a smart choice there. You need your base runners. That one, a good job there by Walrath, right back up the middle. An absolute blast. And she finds herself on base now. Runners on the corners. And over on third base is Lutke. On first base is Walrath. Look at that, right back up the middle over the outstretched arm of Kemet Mueller. And she's able to cut that off. Now up to bat is Thunborg. The first baseman now with runners on the corners, a chance to maybe get one back here. That one, a good pitch, fouled back and into the fence. Thunborg 0 for 3 so far today, looking to get an RBI against Miss Kemet Mueller on the circle. And Kemet Mueller gets the signs and is ready to deliver. And that one on the outside part of the plate, fouled over to the right side. Some nice use of the foot there by Lori Lightbody, the head coach for Spring Lake Park. Falling behind now is Thunborg, 0-2. Way ahead now is Kemet Mueller. The 5-run lead. She's not going to want to give her anything too good. You try and get her to chase something here. That one on the inside, fouled back but gloved by Mikulich. A good catch by her, so a strikeout there for Kemet Mueller. They get their first out of the bottom of the second, so 2 outs to go here for Rogers. Spring Lake Park will have to work quick. Look at that, Mikulich keeping her focus. Able to catch that one off the foul tip. Now Nicole Griffin, who's had a pretty solid day at the dish. She's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. She'll look to try and get another one. The left fielder for Spring Lake Park. That pitch missing just low and inside. And that pitch missing just outside for a ball 2, brings up to 2-0. Kemet Mueller set to deliver, fouled back and up into the fence. Brings the count to 2-1. Runner still on the corners for Spring Lake Park. And Griffin, who's done a nice job out in left field for Spring Lake Park so far today. That one missing. Inside, bringing the count to 3-1. And Griffin still here, way ahead in the count, looking to maybe get something to hit to the outfield. That one on the outside part of the plate. It's popped up over to the right side. And it is gloved by Lean, playing second base. She goes over to get that one for the second out of Spring Lake Park. Lexi has to stay on third base. Nobody able to move up at all. So down to their last out here is Spring Lake Park. And here's the catcher, Skierka, who's been working hard here behind the plate for Spring Lake Park, just the freshman. So 5 runs to go here with just 1 out to work with. Spring Lake Park will need to have some consecutive hits against Kemet Mueller. And that one, a nice pitch on the outside part of the plate. Call the strike, bring the count to 0-1. And Katie gets set to deliver. Setting up outside is Mikulich. And that pitch is outside, just missing the outside part of the plate. Evens up the count here at 1-1. Skierka has done a nice job, as we said earlier. The catcher today worked hard for Spring Lake Park behind the plate. That one's going to be a ground ball over to Walraff at shortstop. She throws over to first, and check that, I meant Anderson, over to Friesen at first base, and that's going to go ahead and end the game here. Rogers is going to take this one 6-1. The player of the game is going to be Katie Kemet Mueller, the pitcher, throwing the 1-run complete game, and she also had the 3-run homer. You were watching girls softball here on North Metro TV. On behalf of myself, Gabe Glidden, and the rest of the crew, we thank you so much for tuning in. Rogers are going to advance to the next round. Have a good rest of the day, everybody.